I understand that not to be all balled up in one agreement, separate agreements. But in the future negotiation then, I want to understand what you take from President Trump's 12% reciprocal tariff, sort of that he has hanging over Canada, even if he lifts the border tariffs you call unjustified.
So I think there are several things, if I may, and it's hard to predict all elements of this, but there's certain sectors in the North American economy, the Canadian-U.S. economy, that fundamentally rely on the integration in those sectors. There's no better example of this than in autos, where it literally has been built up over my entire lifetime. And that the competitive threat in North America is from Asia, not within North America. And it will become our judgment, and the judgment, I would say, of virtually everybody who works in the auto industry, virtually everyone, not everyone, not the UAW apparently, but I think they're going to find out, that this is going to damage the U.S. auto industry as well as the Canadian auto industry. And it's going to damage the industry relative to competition from Asia. So when there's that discussion, the question, part of the discussion is going to be, how do we put back together elements of that integration? And if it's not going to come, how are we going to act in Canada? And we're going to do this, elements of this anyways, if my government is elected, which is to build a true Made in Canada strategy that makes us much more resilient with the U.S. So, Tonda, I can't pre-wire all those discussions, but what I know is that trying to have a discussion, given the scale of ambition of the United States, given all the measures they've taken, not just against Canada, but against the whole world, that we are not going to make progress if we try to focus on only one issue. We need to reset the overall relationship. We need to set the boundaries around that, where we're going to work together, reestablish confidence, first and foremost for Canadian workers and their families, so that they know where their careers are, where their jobs are, and then more broadly for investors and business. Okay? Thank you.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Jillian Piper with Global News. Are you planning to have another phone call with President Donald Trump to discuss these tariffs?
If it's appropriate, we will. We agreed that we would, when we last spoke, that we would talk as needed over the coming weeks. So it may happen. There's not one scheduled. And as I said, I'll just reiterate, when we spoke, I did advise the President that we would be retaliating against the auto tariffs. We were going to wait to see what happened with these reciprocal tariffs that were announced yesterday. We have taken a very focused, calibrated response, balanced response, one that creates incentives for the automakers. So as appropriate, we will speak. I'm very conscious, we're very conscious that there are additional measures likely to come in other sectors, including forest products, pharmaceuticals, and others.